Clint Eastwood, at the remarkable age of 94, remains one of Hollywood's most enduring and uncompromising figures. His life and career span more than 7 decades, a journey that began humbly when he was born Clint Eastwood Jr. on May 31, 1930, in San Francisco, California. Raised during the hardships of the Great Depression, Clint grew up in a modest household, moving frequently as his father worked as a steel laborer. These formative years instilled in him a rugged sense of independence, resourcefulness, and discipline, traits that would define both his personal life and his on-screen legacy. After finishing high school in Oakland, he held various odd jobs, from lumberjack to lifeguard to gas station attendant. But his destiny took a new direction when he was drafted into the U.S. Army during the Korean War. His time in service not only reinforced his discipline, but also exposed him to people in the film industry, planting the seeds of a career that would transform him into a cinematic icon. Eastwood's entry into Hollywood was slow and uncertain. In the 1950s, he appeared in small, often uncredited roles in B-movies, barely noticed by critics or audiences. But his breakthrough came when he was cast as Rowdy Yates in the popular television western Rawhide. At first, he was only meant to be a secondary character, yet his stoic presence and undeniable charisma made him a fan favorite. This role paved the way for international stardom in the 1960s, particularly through Sergio Leone's now legendary Dollars trilogy, A Fistful of Dollars 1964, For a Few Dollars More 1965, and The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly 1966. These so-called spaghetti westerns changed the genre forever, introducing Eastwood's laconic, morally ambiguous anti-hero, a figure defined by piercing glares, sparse dialogue, and a code of justice all his own. With these films, Clint Eastwood became a global star. By the 1970s, Eastwood's reputation had expanded far beyond westerns. He cemented his place in pop culture history as Inspector Dirty Harry Callahan, the tough, uncompromising San Francisco cop who symbolized American grit in a time of social upheaval. The film Dirty Harry 1971 and its sequels resonated with audiences tired of bureaucracy, political unrest, and rising crime. Harry's now famous lines, combined with Eastwood's intense screen presence, captured the imagination of millions. His characters represented an old-school, no-nonsense way of viewing justice and morality, an image that defined Eastwood as much as it challenged the cultural climate of the time. But Eastwood was never satisfied with just acting. In 1971, he stepped behind the camera with Play Misty for Me, a psychological thriller that proved his talent as a director. Over the years, Clint developed a directing style admired for its simplicity, efficiency, and emotional depth. He became known for shooting quickly, keeping budgets modest, and coaxing extraordinary performances out of his actors. His directorial career reached a peak in 1992 with Unforgiven, a haunting, revisionist western that earned him Academy Awards for Best Picture and Best Director. In many ways, Unforgiven was Clint's meditation on the very genre that made him famous, deconstructing myths of heroism and exploring themes of violence, redemption, and moral ambiguity. Eastwood's directing career flourished across decades. He helmed diverse films, such as $1 Million Baby 2004, which earned him another pair of Oscars, the wartime epics Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima 2006, the reflective Gran Torino 2008, the controversial yet highly successful American Sniper 2014, and Richard Jewell 2019. His work consistently explored themes of identity, resilience, justice, and the human struggle for meaning. Unlike many Hollywood directors, Eastwood insisted on creative independence. He was respected for his professionalism, never wasting time or resources and always ensuring his artistic vision remained intact. Away from the screen, Clint Eastwood led a multifaceted life. He was not only a filmmaker but also a musician, businessman, and even politician. A lifelong jazz enthusiast, he composed scores for some of his films and promoted jazz musicians throughout his career. From 1986 to 1988, he served as mayor of Carmel by the Sea, California, showing his commitment to civic life. His business ventures included real estate, restaurants, and his long-running production company, Malpaso Productions, which produced the bulk of his films. His personal life, however, was far more complicated. In 1953, Clint married Margaret Maggie Johnson, and together they had two children: Kyle, who became a respected jazz musician, and Allison, who followed her father into acting and directing. Their marriage endured decades of challenges, including Clint's lengthy absences and well-publicized affairs. After years of strain, the couple divorced in 1980 in what was then one of Hollywood's most expensive settlements. Clint later married television news anchor Dina Ruiz in 1996, with whom he had a daughter, Morgan. That marriage also ended in divorce in 2014. Beyond his marriages, Clint fathered several other children from different relationships, including actor Scott Eastwood, who bears a striking resemblance to his father and has carved out his own Hollywood career. The full number of Clint's children has long been a subject of mystery, adding to the enigmatic image he has carefully maintained over the years. Now, at 94, Eastwood has reportedly reflected on his legacy with startling honesty, even going so far as to reveal who he does not want at his funeral. Among the names are some of the biggest figures in entertainment and culture, including John Wayne, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, Spike Lee, Michael Moore, and his former partner Sandra Locke. Each, in Clint's eyes, represents a clash of values, worldviews, or painful memories. His strained relationship with John Wayne is legendary. Wayne disliked Clint's morally ambiguous Western characters, particularly in films like High Plains Drifter, which he criticized as perverse. Eastwood respected Wayne's legacy, but believed the Duke was trapped in outdated ideals of heroism. Similarly, Clint's ideological differences with Leonardo DiCaprio reflect his disdain for Hollywood's political correctness and activism. While he directed DiCaprio in J. Edgar 2011, Clint saw him as a symbol of modern Hollywood hypocrisy. With Tom Hanks, differences in politics and filmmaking style created tension, despite their collaboration on Sully 2016. Clint's clashes with Spike Lee became public when Lee accused him of failing to include black soldiers in his World War II films, sparking a heated feud. His animosity toward Michael Moore is well known. Clint once joked that he would shoot Moore if he ever tried to film him, and his most emotionally charged conflict was with Sandra Locke, his former partner of 14 years, whose lawsuits and bitter accusations left scars Clint has never spoken about in depth. These revelations highlight Eastwood's fierce independence and unapologetic nature. Even in contemplating his own funeral, he seeks to remain true to himself, drawing clear lines between those he respected and those he did not. For him, legacy is not about pleasing everyone, but about living and leaving on his own terms. Throughout his long life, Clint Eastwood has also been deeply committed to health and discipline. Since his youth, he maintained a rigorous fitness routine, favoring natural foods, vegetables, and moderation long before such habits became fashionable. He famously avoided hard liquor and excess, while promoting vitamins, exercise, and balance. The sudden death of his father from a heart attack in 1970 at just 64 left a deep mark on Clint, reinforcing his commitment to healthy living and shaping his relentless work ethic. His discipline in life mirrored his discipline on set, where he became known for efficiency, precision, and never wasting time. Even as he pursued this healthy lifestyle, Eastwood's entrepreneurial side thrived. In 1971, he opened the Hog's Breath Inn, a cozy English-style pub in Carmel, creating a community space despite his own moderation with alcohol. It reflected his belief in connection, tradition, and hard work. Now, in the twilight of his life, Clint Eastwood stands as a symbol of old-school grit, resilience, and independence. His story is one of triumph, controversy, discipline, and uncompromising vision. Whether on screen as a lone gunslinger or behind the camera crafting masterpieces, He has remained faithful to his own principles, and as he candidly reveals who he would not want at his funeral, he reminds the world once again that Clint Eastwood has always played by his own rules and always will.